I'm not letting the full weight of the exhaust manifold rest on just one thread. It's a pet peeve of mine too. I don't feel like crawling underneath this car. Alright, lift it back. Now we got to get a 7/16 so we can get these heat shields out of the way. Of course, I might stop the video again. Alright, I'm not going to touch nothing. I got to grab a 7/16. We'll pause y'all for a second. Alright, so we're back here. And hopefully this will work. I think it'll reach up in there. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, never mind. I see what it is. Looked like at first that the way it was on there, it looked like it didn't have a bolt, but it does. Of course, I had Loctite everything down, so that's gonna make that much more difficult. Get all that stuff back in 2016, and that helps to have something, a ratchet wrench, but of course you can't use that in because it hits the boss at the end of the block where the bolt, the motor mount goes through. That's not gonna work. You just need a couple of threads here. And the plugs are going to come out too, because again, don't want to damage anything. Should be enough. Oops. Hey. Back just a little bit. Okay, well that's even better. Alright. Before we drop it down in there, there's a heat shield. Let's get this exhaust manifold out. There we go. Other than that, there's a friend right there. I don't know if y'all could see that. I don't know what kind of spider that is. Yeah. Get out of here. Huh. Scooch. This might be a little graphic here, so. Get out of here. Hey, spider problem is gone. Not trying to be graphic there, but yeah, he definitely looks like he was a little poisonous. So I think I'm gonna risk it. Oh, it's gonna fit, I think. It might fit on this back one here. I don't know. Let's get this. I actually got the starter brace on this thing. Everybody forgets to put that on. And I actually installed it halfway. Huh. Not even tight. I hope y'all can see what I'm doing here. This brace out of the way. We'll be almost 30 minutes into it. There we go. And that's the actual, I think. That is the actual. Okay. Starter brace. Yeah, I think that's the original that went to this motor. I believe. Go ahead and drop the bolt down there. So it's laying in the leaves right now. Okay, now we can get this off. Give us some room now. I can actually get up in here. You know, it helps because when you're taking your finger like that, You can put it on the end of it, and you can get up in there and get these heat shields out. That's the only way I could figure it out how to do it. When you loosen them up, you ain't gonna take the bolt all the way out, just pull them off like that. And this one's a reproduction here. The other ones I was gonna mention are off of a 70s GMC truck, same thing. But I kind of want to have them heat shields there. All right, now we can reach on down in here, and yeah, y'all got a decent view. Let's get our starter hot wire off. Number 9/16, we are, yep, 30 minutes into it. So switch it out to 9/16 on it. Oh, it's a 5/8. It's a 5/8. Some of them are weird. Alright, now I'm going to pause y'all again. Alright, I'm not going to touch nothing until I come back. Try to do this in real time. Alright, so I figured I would grab a couple more things. Got a 13/16. And that's for our plugs. And then, of course, we got our 5/8 to get our battery cable off our starter. So, I mean, this is basically, y'all probably like, how in the world is he doing all this stuff? And with bare tools, and doing this stuff with bare tools like that. And look, we got a couple sockets there. I'll have to show, let me show that real quick. What do I got? This is what I got. And I've gotten this far with it. That's it. And we still got to get this battery cable off down here. And we'll be pretty good. I got to get that other one off too, but working on it. Of course, I know y'all be looking right down in here, but that's okay. Alright, it's enough yakking. Let's get to it. Of course, you gotta have a cold drink. 5/8 on a wrench. And watch this not fit. I guess we'll find out. Oh, it does. It's not even tight either. Alright. Alright. Always take your nut and turn it back on. This battery cable out of the way. That way nothing gets lost. And we're going to pull our starter off too. We're taking everything, getting everything out of the way. Alright. Get our battery cable. Set it to the side. So that's almost everything on this side, just about. I don't want to do the plugs yet because I'm not quite ready, so I think we're going to attend to this fuel line up here. Still recording. Okay. A little lengthy video, but I hope it, you know, something for fun. I think this fuel pump personally is no good. Ooh, look at that. It was kind of brown at first. Yeah. I think the fuel pump is done. I mean, it's got rust and dirt and everything else in it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and turn this back. And no, it's not raining, it's just the wind. It rained earlier. But I am going to take, as a little side note here, I'm going to unbolt these hinges here. It's just 2 bolts. And just one there and one there. That way, if it does rain, we can set the hood back on the car and not have to worry about getting water into our nice 283 here and getting it ruined. Alright. So we'll go ahead and get this motor mount. I did tighten it up, I believe. Yep. That's okay. We'll come back to it. Let's see if we can get this starter off. But I think in order to do that, we're going to get the jack and all that good stuff. So I think we'll just tend to bring y'all around here. Come on, let me get it focused here. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get this water pump, not the water pump, go ahead and get the Zoom groove pulley off, our balancer here. Take our 5/8. Hey, you're not supposed to do that. That's supposed to be torqued down to like 60 foot-pounds, I believe. 60, 65, something like that. Alright. Oh, by the way, this 283 had the crank snout of this of the crank here. I had it drilled and tapped for a Harmont balancer bolt. That was back in 2010. Alright, let's take the rest of them off. Might help if I have the right socket. This really don't have to pull off, but we're going to have to pull it off anyway. Of course, it's a 9/16. Because if I do end up putting this in my truck, then we're going to run long water pump set up. And if you're wondering about the accessory holes and all that, that doesn't matter. I can run any heads and wood I want, because I figured out a setup where you can still run a long water pump, which personally I prefer a long water pump setup. It's just better in my opinion. And where you can still run the alternator on the passenger side and be able to run power steering. Now I don't know about running power steering plus the alternator on the passenger side and air conditioning. That I'll have to look into, but I don't know. And plus I kind of wanted to check something else out of curiosity about this balancer real quick while I'm thinking about it, because it's related to my TBI motor. I'm thinking the balancer I got for the TBI motor, I think it's an 8-inch balancer. I'm kind of wondering if it's going to work, because that motor eventually is going to go into this car. This car's going to, it'll always, like I said, it's going to keep, the 4-speed's going to stay, but this 283's going to come out. We're just going to put it away, because I don't want it to get ruined, honestly. It's a good motor. It needs to be, it was really nice. I had it nice and detailed, but now it's set and got weathered and being exposed to the elements, and it's just, time takes its toll. Alright, so if you can't get that off, you can just do something like this. Take it, very easy. Take your hand, hold it back there. Can y'all see that? Put it on that side so it don't fly off, and just gently do like that. There you go. Pulls right on off. That is a reproduction. You can tell it's a reproduction because there's no holes drilled in it. The originals had a bunch of holes drilled all the way around it. Might help with getting this in the screen. I think we're running out of time here, so let's check this balancer real quick. I'm gonna pause y'all and grab the other balancer for our TBI motor. I want to see something. Alright, so the original style balancer that's on this car right now, I believe it is a 6 3/4 inch balancer. That's the diameter of it. And unfortunately it was sleeved. The machine shop sleeved it back in 2010. They just press on a little sleeve because they get a groove at the end of them. And anyway, all that's been done, but we're going to replace it eventually anyway. But this balancer's got nothing to do with this one, really. It's just, this is a short water pump setup, and on our TBI motor, when eventually it's going to go into Biscayne, and then it'll get, this is where it'll really go, is into this car. But we're going to break it in on our Biscayne, and then once all that, make sure all that's successful and all that good stuff, then we're going to pull it out and put it in this car. That is the plan. But I want to make sure, because I'm running a short water pump on our 59 Biscayne here, and just the same exact pulley setup as what's on here now. But I'm just scared the original balancer that was on that TBI motor, I believe is an 8-inch balancer, and I don't think it's going to work. And this one is obviously way too big in diameter. But that's not what I'm checking for. What I'm actually checking is when you bolt the pulleys up to it, So you take our single groove pulley here, and you lay it on here. This is the original balancer that went to that 94 TBI motor, and it does line up. It does line up perfect. I'm just scared that, you know, what's going to happen is this balancer being bigger in diameter here, and you put the water pump pulley on here. So if this balancer was on here instead of this one, obviously it's bigger in diameter. And then when you go to put our, get this to sit on here. Let's sit there. Okay, hopefully. I'm just scared when you put the water pump pulley on that it's going to be bigger in diameter there. And it's going to rub behind this pulley on our water pump. That's what I'm checking for, because it's a bigger balancer. Nah, I don't think that balancer's going to work. Nope. So unfortunately, this is a brand new one I bought to replace our original and our TBI motor here, and they are the exact same diameter. Same thing. So this one is definitely not going to work. And it is no weights. I bought this specifically for a 94 TBI motor, and it's not going to work, unfortunately. So we're going to have to run a 6 3/4 inch balancer in order to run a short water pump setup, because I don't want to run a long water pump on it. But then again, I might. I don't know. But that's what I was checking for. Alright, so next thing we got to do now is we got to get this battery, not the battery, but the rest of the starter and all off of it. And we got that one wire that goes to the solenoid, that's got to come off. So I'm going to go ahead and get that off. Of course, y'all ain't going to be able to see it. I don't know, I apologize. The camera was absolutely awful, but I'm kind of seeing the bottom of the screen. Let's get the focus. There we go. Let's see if we can get this off. And on the side, I don't want to cut it because, you know, it makes it nice to have this all wired up so I can reuse everything. We are going to modify our wire harness for our alternator. But some quotations there, that's what I was doing. Alright, let me get an adjustable wrench and we'll get that off. And I think we'll be pretty good to set. I think it's a 1/4 inch, but I'm not 100%. Actually, it might be a 3/8. Of course, this aftermarket stuff you don't know nowadays. Not too big, so it's smaller than a probably 8mm, I guess. Might be a 7/16. Let's see what we got. I got a wrench like this. Not too big. Yep. And pause, y'all. Let me grab the correct wrench. Alright, so I found it. So I'm gonna go ahead and it's an 8mm. Get this off. I can get it on there. There we go. It's hard to do to get it. Of course, it's gonna spin. Yep. Really? Well, might have it, I don't know. Okay, we got lucky. It was starting to spin. It had 2 nuts on it, and I really didn't want that to happen, because I don't want to ruin this starter. I don't have the money to get another one. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a reman, of course. But, well. Alright. That up out of the way. For now, put our nut back on. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. So y'all, I know y'all getting tired of the board sitting up there. Yeah, I was trying to pull this one off, and I was wanting to twist both of them at the same time. See that? So I got it off. Thank goodness. All right, now we got to unbolt our starter. I'm gonna have to get a jack and unbolt it, and get all that good stuff out of the way. And we got to work on this side too. Get this exhaust manifold off, and got a clutch Z-bar and all that other stuff. So it's got to come on. Plus, we got to swap the valve covers, and distributor's got to come out, because anytime I pull motor out, I'll go all out on it. I don't play around with that. But debating about pulling the fuel pump off. But I don't know. I don't like damaging or risking damaging anything at all. Nothing. All right, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this starter off real quick. And sorry about the view, but hopefully y'all can see a little bit. But I'm gonna do the best I can right now. And, get all this apart. I might need the extension. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, let me grab the extension here. Get this starter off here. Alright, I don't want to take all the way off yet. Alright, it's got pain really, but you always want to hold the starter up. Hopefully y'all can kind of hear me a little bit, because you don't want it to drop in your head, and you don't want to damage it either. Go ahead and get this off. Just got one of them. Alright, there's one. Get the second one. I might have to clean all these bolts up.